Yeah, let's go to the next story. So while this is going on, do you know who was on 60 Minutes last night? Reza Pahlavi.
Reza Pahlavi.
Okay. Did you guys watch it? Did you watch the whole thing?
Clips,
okay.
yes.
So Reza Pahlavi was on 60 Minutes. Obviously, we can't play it because every time we do 60 Minutes, cuts it off. But it was interesting. He did get emotional. He cried about one of the firemen that was carrying somebody that they ended up still killing, and it was an emotional moment at the end of the interview. But he was very firm. He was confident, and he was also on, is it Maria
Bartiromo on CNBC.
And he made a promise, and people are reacting a couple different ways on this here. Go ahead, Rob.
Economic growth and what have you, just by a change that we hope to bring to the table, that would be probably over $1 trillion worth of impact and revenue to the American economy just by Iran's market being open to America, and how much we stand to benefit from billions of dollars willing to be invested into Iran. Economic growth and what have you.
How do you process that? So he's saying if it opens up, it could be how much money in business returning for installing him. I don't know if he's saying for installing him. Okay, he is still saying, I want to be the transitional leader. And I think on 60 Minutes, they asked him, do you want to be the king? Do you want to be the president? Neither. He says, I'm just trying to be the transitional leader while they're going through this next phase. Tom, what do you think about what he's saying here with trillions of dollars worth of business in return?
I believe him. If you look at energy trade, you look at opportunities for U.S. Companies and construction, and I'm going to say a terrible word here. There's Halliburton and a lot of and GE and a lot of companies out there that would get contracts for doing a lot of rebuilding. I think he's right. I think he's right that if there was a stabilized Iran that was well behaved and the sanctions, the economic sanctions came off, that's $1 trillion worth of business. Now, I think if he puts it that way and he's kind of clever with it, he's got to be careful with it. Either you're going to be a transitional leader and you're going to help restore order and someone's going to be there or not. But I think it's, I don't know, how do you dangle, well, if you let me get in there and be transitional, I'll get you $1 trillion. That's kind of what I heard. And it's like, wait a minute, we're talking about peace and stability. The fact that there would be economic output later, we believe that it will happen. But don't dangle it in the same sentence.
Yeah, there's a couple things he said that, look, when you're on TV, the big screen for a long time, you're going to have a couple fumbles, no matter who you are. You're not going to be able to perfect it. Our president has been part of that, and we have to give credit to the GOAT as well. Joe Biden, he's had way too many fumbles. But in this case, he revealed two things. One, hey, if you put me in, I am going to give a lot of business back to U.S., okay? Yes. And by the way, if that's the position he's making, and then there's another thing that he said in the 60 Minutes. He says, look, whether U.S. Trump would intervene or not, we were just not going to stop until we became free. Big difference. You can say that all you want. Your people don't have weapons. Iranians don't have weapons. Iranians don't have a way of fighting back. Iranians don't have a way of doing anything back for their freedom. They don't have that kind of power. They needed somebody from the outside. And for 47 years, you've been around to be able to do this. You've not been able to succeed until one guy showed up that had the courage to help you. And that guy is who? Donald J. Trump. And without him, none of this stuff would have happened. And by the way, we're not even there yet. But to me, it is something that was brought up that if Iran does become free, that business comes back to U.S. Adam, where are you at with this?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's wishful thinking. I think that's something that we can deal with later. But let's go back to the people of Iran, right? Because we're losing focus on what they stand for. Part of the reason that this even happened is because the people of Iran were so sick of the economy that was going on in Iran. Have you been following the actual economy in Iran? So let's walk through follow the money right now. You know, we're so focused on America first here, you know, stop outsourcing our jobs, protect our own citizens. What about the whole make Iran great again thing? What has the regime done for the people of Iran over the last 47 years? They've been funding terrorism all over the globe. They've been investing in nuclear technology. Meanwhile, their people are some of the most miserable, poorest people in the Middle East. Their currency has been devalued. Their misery index, unemployment, and inflation is all-time highs. Their economy is in complete shambles. And there's a famous phrase in Iran. They're saying, we're not going to basically die for Gaza or Hezbollah in Iran. And the supreme leader, rest his soul, the Ayatollah, has been funding all these operations. And what have the people of Iran got for it? They have dirty drinking water. They have no money. Youth unemployment is sky high. And if they want to come out on the streets and say, hey, we don't like this, what does the regime do? Kill them. So I keep going back to the same thing. The world is so much of a better place. Without the Ayatollah, yes, we can talk about the economy. Yes, we can talk about following the money. But at some point, people's lives are more important than trillions of dollars. Respect to Reza Pahlavi for promising, maybe over-promising the money that's going to come to the people of Iran or America. But the people of Iran are dying for freedom, and we shouldn't lose sight of that.
It's hard to say. We'll never give up. This would have happened anyway when you were down 30,000 to nothing at the end of the first quarter, and it was a horrible cost. And you think all those people were still going to be out there? Some of them would, but some of them are feeling defeated, burying their loved ones. So I think it's really tough to say, oh, we wouldn't have stopped and would have got here anyway. How?
Yeah, it's true. Listen, as we're going through this, the one thing that we can't recognize enough for what they do is the armed forces, the folks in the Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, every one of these guys on what they're doing. Without them, you and I wouldn't have the freedom that we have to be safe, to go out there and do what we're doing. Sometimes you forget about the military, but if you're somebody that served in the military and you believe the future looks bright, or you have a friend or a family that does, and you want to recognize them, Rob, if you can go up, VT Merch, we have an Armed Force collection. If you can go down a little bit, there's 2 hats that every time we get them, we can't keep them on. That's one of them, but keep going down, keep going down, keep going down, keep going down. That one to the right, you see that one zoom in? This one, whenever it comes in, it goes just as quickly.
I love that.
It's an incredible, by the way, if you want to get, the future looks bright, green camo. And then also, Rob, go back if you can. There's another one as well on the bottom left. Keep going, keep going, keep going right there. Those two are 2 of the most popular hats that we have for folks in the military that word with future looks bright on the right side. So put the link below, Rob. Go to vtmerch.com, place an order, especially at a time like this. Represent our military for the patriotic job that they're doing out there. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.